Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am coming up with this good evening, all of you that are tuning. I know many people are sleeping, and that is why I came up with this very important announcement. And I am also broadcast on my YouTube and my Facebook. So if you happen to be, I want to take a moment to thank all of you that are still up this evening. And here again, my name is Funton Daniel. I will be speaking live here from the great state of Texas, here in the United States. I want to thank all of you. I know all my viewers here in the United States and around the world. Those in Ground Zero, those in the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroon, those in Europe and elsewhere. This is Funton Daniel speaking here from the great state of Texas with the current new announcement. Um, I am coming here to speak about the issues that is going on in the southern Cameroon territory and the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroon. You remember that sometimes I broadcast about an indictment that was sealed by the United States government. And that indictment, which I spoke about, and I think the moment has come that the United States has decided to begin to pick some of the officials of La Republique top military government of La Republique du Cameroon. And many of you may have seen or heard or viewed some of those indictments that has been released. So that is why I am here to re-echo the same message that some officials that may not be on the list are on the pipeline and they are waiting for the United States Department to officially give the final list of those that have been indicted. And that is the beginning of the new moment of the United States to focus on this brutal dictatorship of Paul Biya regime in the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroon. They're still waiting for the U.S. AFRICOM, and they're also finalizing the list of the officials, which will also be included. And once those lists are included, and with the evaluation and details of the harm they have caused within the past 3 years of their continued atrocity, and the surrounding within the entire neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroon, and the southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, that have been in the full flesh of military brutality. Uh, so I am here again. This is Funton Daniel. I'm sorry to bring the news at the late hours, but anyway, I have to bring this message because of the time constraint, and that is why I am here. That one to the first victim of that indictment is the Inspector General of the Cameroon Gendarmerie, Colonel Jean Claude Ango. He's one of the first victims that has been released by the State Department, and more in the pipeline are coming. And these including the defense minister, the commander of the BIR, or the general in charge of the BIR. Those are still part. You all remember that BIR was one of the military wing that was created in 2001 and was solely trained by the United States. So they have been under this training by the United States. You all remember that the United States has already suspended its military training equipment and supply to the military of La Republique, but the BIR was solely trained and funded by the United States. But the United States has since witnessed the atrocity that is perpetrated by this special wing of La Republic military, and United States officials have suspended all its necessary supplies, equipment, and finances that assisted in the BR. So now since they have concluded the suspensions, they're waiting for the AFRICOM to give the list of the officials that are involved and those who are giving those orders and instructions to carry on those massive atrocity and destabilizing, including certain areas, including the southern Cameroon and now the Amazonia. So the State Department is still waiting for the AFRICOM to generate the list of the individuals and the atrocity and the perpetration that have caused. So while the investigation is still going on by the AFRICOM and will be reported to the U.S. Chief of Staff and including all those that are involved in this perpetration. So I am here still going on. So among those that will be the chopping block of the U.S. Department of Defense, the State Department, including former Minister of Communication, Issa Shiruma Bakari, but he's now being moved from that position to another area. But the current communication minister is also involved in that chopping block. And another person is the chief of defense of the Cameroon army, and that is Rene Claude Meka. He is also been one of the indicted on the indicted list, because he's in charge of the military of La Republique du Cameroon. That is why I'm bringing this information. Another person that would be on the chopping board is the defense minister of La Republique, Beti Assomo. Those are the other lists of the individuals that are involved in this, and that they're still waiting for them to be final conclusion. And U.S. top General Thomas Wahaza is the person that was in charge of the training of the AFRICOM, is still managing the list of those individuals. Once those names have been made available and their crime that they have committed and the atrocity that they have perpetrated in the Southern Cameroon territory, not just the Southern Cameroon territory, but also in the northern against the Boko Haram, because there were certain videos and images that were carried out by this very brutal wing military of BR Intervention Rapide. They carried on a forceful execution in which communication minister Bakari absolutely denied that it was Cameroon until the BBC was able to prove them wrong. And finally, they came out and agreed that it was actually the Cameroon army. That is why I'm bringing this announcement that the United States has just begun his indictment of those officials, and those that would be including Jean-Baptiste Assomo, who is also on the chopping list, defense, who is the defense minister, chief of defense staff, Rene Claude Meka, former communication, the current communication minister, and the governor of Northwest. The governor of Northwest is also among the chopping list. The governor of Southwest is also among the chopping list. The commander of the military wing in the Northwest and Southwest is also an Anglophone. He's also on the chopping list. There are certain officials that the Department of AFRICOM is still monitoring, taking close, gathering more data to present to the State Department. And as soon as those lists are made available, those names shall be picked up, and they may not be they're being made. So once they're being designated, United States will then order the CIA. The CIA will be specialized to pick up all those guys wherever they are. But that is the immediate release that is still coming up, and United States is ready now. You all know that the current issues that is going on, United States has expected the British government to carry on the lead. But for a long time, British has remained silent because of its collaboration with the Republic of Cameroon, the Francophone. So United States has long waiting for the Great Britain to take a lead role and to take on these officials, but Britain has remained recalcitrant rather than started romancing with the system. And that is why the United States Department of Defense and the State Department has taken a lead role to carry on those officials that have been indicted. So once more, this is the breaking news that I'm bringing to you here from the great state of Texas. And I will bring in more and the rest of the news. And this is Funton Daniel speaking here from the great state of Texas. And this is this night cast news. Have a wonderful night. This is Funton Daniel speaking. Good night. And I will be coming more the rest of details later. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching.